Now let's dive into the heart of Cameroon to discover an inspiring initiative that redefines norms and celebrates diversity. The Diversity Days, organized by the NGO DV Lancez-vous, offers a unique platform guided by the goal of strengthening female leadership among women living with disabilities. Our correspondent Aboubakar Siddiq Munchili followed this transformative event closely. Let's find out together how these days has given women the resources they need to break down barriers and take control of their destiny. In Cameroon, according to official figures, 15% of the population lives with a disability, and more than half of these people are women. As in most countries in the world, they are victims of a great deal of discrimination, and their potential is not obvious to the general public. This is what Yves Wansi, visually impaired himself and founder of the NGO DV Lancez-vous, an organization campaigning to include disabled people worldwide, mostly in Africa.
Disabled women have enormous potential. From what I hear, what I read, see and experience, I realize that the discourse is not coherent because I work, I collaborate, and I set up projects with disabled women, whether deaf, blind, or in wheelchairs. So my partner, Achille Gwem, and myself, we wanted to show disabled women in a different light, one that people in general are not aware of, quite simply because they don't know about it, they are not informed.
And precisely to show just how different they are, and to bring some of these women out of their isolation and lack of mobility, our duo have taken action in Cameroon with the second edition of what they have called the Diversity Days.
We launched a project 3 years ago, Partage la Cola, followed by Diversity Day 1 and 2. Why Diversity Days? Initially, Partage la Cola only concerned visually impaired people. We believe that with the Diversity Days, we must look at all the disabilities as a whole because we have the expertise to support them and bring them our know-how.
They arrived in Cameroon with a documentary shot in France entitled Strasbourg, elles, ce sont d'abord des femmes, meaning they are first and foremost women. Following a debate, the film was screened in the presence of disabled people as food for thought. The aim was to show the realities in other parts of the world and the difficulties faced by disabled people elsewhere, with the hope to inspire the participants present and give them the desire and motivation to transcend their disability, as shown in the film.
They have the strength of character, a desire to transcend their disability and to succeed socially and professionally. And I feel challenged. How can I put it?
This film tells the moving, impressive and inspiring story of three disabled women with entirely different backgrounds who have one thing in common. They have overcome their disabilities to become almost success stories in society. Three disabled women entrepreneurs.
The best way to raise awareness of a disability is through action. Proof through images. We often like to say that proof is best illustrated through images, through their potentials, through their way of doing things, through their vision, and showing that a film can have an impact and change the perspective of both populations, whether a disabled person feeling helpless and a non-disabled person thinking that disabled people are useless.
Predictably, the screening generated a wave of positive reactions from the audience and also from Elsa, Lisette and Doreen, who were invited to the debate panel to share their experience with others. These three disabled women are entrepreneurs in Cameroon. They have also managed to overcome their disability and have found their place in professional life.
I didn't have a very easy childhood. With all the difficulties I had to go through, I realized that I had to rise above my disability and I started to make myself useful. When I realized that I was helpful, little by little I found my place. And for me, my disability became something completely normal.
In addition to the screening debate, the Diversity Days also included several events focusing on new technologies, improving the lives of disabled people, exhibitions showcasing the talents of several disabled women, and numerous workshops for discussion and supporting initiatives.
I am happy to see my son vibrate to the sound of music despite his disability. I've rarely seen him dance while listening to music because there are specially adapted devices from Strasbourg City in France that enable deaf people to hear and feel music. So it is an admirable initiative, and I really encourage Yves Swansea.
The workshops included one on beauty and well-being, where participants learn simple gestures to enhance their beauty and discover the secrets of well-being. There was also a workshop on producing podcasts and helping women develop self-confidence, the freedom to speak out, and personal motivation.
I'm offering a simple workshop about speaking up for oneself without taboos. The aim is for them to realize that they can do things, become aware of things, explain things even with valid people in front of them, and that they do understand.
Other workshops covered administrative and tax procedures for setting up a business, marketing, job interviews, and individual and group coaching.
Today we're talking about female leadership and disability, and we've decided to offer workshops to give people the tools they need to launch their projects despite their disability. We are also talking about women. In any case, we need to learn how to understand ourselves and know our skills better to move forward in life and put them to good use in our projects.
To sum it up, the NGO hopes to have succeeded in giving hope to disabled people and also, hopefully, the desire to many disabled women to take action. And most of all, they hope that we see these women in a new light, a more dynamic and constructive image. The NGO intends to renew this operation, and this time the destination will be Congo. Stay tuned.